This being the SX optional variant, you get all the features you need on a mid-size sedan. For example, you get this large chrome grille, which is a part of the facelift and looks far more aggressive than before. You also get all LED headlamps on this top spec variant along with LED DRLs and projector fog lamps. Moving on towards the sides, you get to see these 16-inch dual-tone alloy wheels, which look rather good on this mid-size sedan. Apart from that, you also receive certain chrome detailing on the window lines and on the door handles as well. This being the top spec variant, you also receive an electric sunroof, which is clearly visible. A shark fin antenna is a part of standard equipment, whereas moving on towards the rear, you get to see LED tail lamps, which also look really very good. The reverse parking camera is mounted in the number plate housing, and the rear windshield also gets defogger. The rear bumper too gets chrome detailing, and the design itself is quite different for this facelifted model. It gets a diffuser-like treatment, which kind of makes the Verna look much more sportier than before. Now let's get inside this car to check out the features. Yes folks, I'm right now inside the brand new facelifted Hyundai Verna SX optional variant, and this is how the interior looks like. Well, let's just start talking about features because I have already reviewed the SX optional variant of the Hyundai Verna. Now in terms of features, of course, you get a beautifully leather-wrapped steering wheel with cruise control and the controls for the digital instrument cluster. You also get audio controls on the left side, and just behind the steering wheel you get automatic headlamp with the headlamp stalks on the right side and the wiper stalks on the left side. You also get the push button start just behind the steering wheel on the left side of the steering column, and on the right side of the steering column you get the controls for the electronic stability program and traction control, along with the controls, the switches for the interior light dimming and the headlamp leveler scroller. Now, this being the updated facelifted Hyundai Verna, you get this new touchscreen system which is bigger than before and provides with a lot of features including Bluelink connectivity, which also is paired to the interior IRVM. As you can see, you also get the telematic controls including SOS button and emergency recovery and all those stuffs. So that is quite nice. The steering wheel is adjustable for rake and reach. So that is quite nice, and the driver's seat also is adjustable for height as standard. So that is quite nice again. Now coming to the center console, you get this large 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system which also provides inbuilt navigation, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and Bluelink connectivity. To show you that, let me just turn on the ignition. And that is how everything looks. Well, immediately it looks far more premium than the pre-facelift version because you get this BMW-esque digital instrument cluster which looks absolutely fabulous, except for the fact that it may be kind of dark in terms of overall colors and layout, but still it is rather very nice. You get the speedometer on the left side, the tachometers on the right side, both get their own digital readouts as well, and on the left side is the actual fuel tank gauge, and on the right side just below the tachometer digital readout is the engine temperature gauge. The central MID provides you with all the data and essentials you need. Again, this here is the average economy with the distance to empty over here in a bar format, and the actual odometer is over here with the external temperature readout as well. This here above is the actual distance to empty. Now this MID can be controlled using the buttons on the steering wheel, the right side of the steering wheel to be precise, and pressing that will reveal other options including settings, tire pressure monitoring system and so on. Just you can toggle through all the available options on this MID. As you can see, it gets history readouts such as the trip meter A, trip meter B and so on. So it provides with all the data you need. Now coming from the digital instrument cluster, let's just talk about the touchscreen system. This here is the 8-inch touchscreen system. It provides with inbuilt navigation as well. Now coming to the menu screen, this is how it exactly looks like. It is almost the exact same system seen on the Hyundai Venue, and it also functions very well. You get Bluelink connectivity, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and DRVM as well, which is actually a feature you can turn on the reverse camera while moving forward. You may have already seen that while driving, so that is quite nice. Again, the navigation is reasonably precise and provides you with almost well, sort of good level of precision, though people would easily prefer Google Maps by using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Still, it is good, it is quite nice, and the system itself is very slick. Now enough about the touchscreen system. You can also control the touchscreen system using the manual controls over here. The AC vents are located on the sides, and the sports, especially the turbo petrol version, will get red accents just over here instead of these four silver accents. So that is quite nice. Again, this here is the automatic climate control, and as I already said, the climate control is superbly bone chilling. It is very, very effective and very, very good for an Indian summer. So that is quite good. Again, you can also control the climate control using voice commands through the Blue-Link system. That is quite good again. The Hyundai Verna is the only car in this category to provide ventilated seats. That is also a pretty premium feature. Along with that, you can see the seats. These are very, very comfortable and they are leather wrapped. So comfort is going to be exceptionally well in the Hyundai Verna, at least for the front seats. So coming just below that, you get other, say, connectivity options such as a 12-volt charging socket, a USB port, and there is also this smart charging USB port, which can again also be used as a 12-volt charging socket. So everything has been pretty well thought out, and you also get this wireless charging pad as well, which is of course keeping up with the times, typical of a Hyundai top spec model. Now this here is the smart key of the Hyundai Verna, and it again looks very, very premium. So that is quite nice again. And this here is the 6-speed manual transmission. This gear lever itself looks and feels very premium, and it is again very, very slick to use while driving as well. You can literally play around with this gear because it is beautifully slick. So that is good again. You get two cup holders over here, a manual handbrake lever, and this here is a small armrest where I have placed my spare face mask. Okay, now so coming to the right side, well, this here is the driver door, and as I already said, you get nice leather padding on the armrests as well on the doors, which is again absent on the lower spec models, but still this is quite premium. Now in terms of plastic quality, as I already said, again the top of the dash is very, very hard in terms of feel. It is definitely plasticky. I mean, I am not liking this plastic feel on such a premium sedan, because yeah, you can see the fact, I mean, just look at this dashboard. It looks really very good, very good, and it has got all the features you need, including ventilated seats and this electric sunroof. However, the plastic is definitely off. It's just putting me off. Well, it may be a subjective thing, but do let me know, what do you think? The same plastic has been carried over to the doors. However, this does not feel that bad, because you can see this vast expanse of rather, say, hollow feeling plastic that kind of puts me off, but still it is okay. Now this being the top spec variant, you get almost all the safety features you need, starting with ABS, EBD, dual airbags. Well, apart from that, you get side curtain airbags as well, along with thorax airbags for both the front passengers. As you can see, there are airbag labels on the sides of the front seats. So yeah, that was all about the airbags. Well, apart from that, you get ESP and traction control from the mid-spec variant itself, so that is quite nice again, and it is an essential feature because this engine is easily capable of doing certain higher speeds. So that was all. Now let's just get to the back seats. Yes folks, right now I'm in the back seat of the new facelifted Hyundai Verna SX optional variant, and this is how the dashboard looks like. To begin with, it is quite a premium design and looks and feels premium, and it has got almost all the premium features you'll need on a mid-size sedan. Now the plastic quality may be just a bit off, but still it is pretty good in terms of satisfaction, at least. Well, from the back seat you also can get a good view at the electric sunroof. It is of a decent size for a mid-size sedan, and it is exactly the same size as on the Honda City as well, so that is quite nice again. It provides you with an airy ambient feel, especially on such a good weather. Now coming to the rear seats, however, you can see that the space is, well, it is just about okay for me. My height is 5'11" for reference, and I have adjusted the driver's seat for my height, and the legroom is definitely just about average, to be said best. I mean, I cannot stretch out here at all. I mean, probably a shorter driver could make the rear seat experience a bit better, but still for me it is definitely not so good. The Honda City is easily better in terms of legroom over here, and of course even the Volkswagen Vento and the Rapid also are better. Now you get seat back pockets over here, which is quite a good thing. Just behind both the seats you get seat back pockets. The footroom, however, is pretty good. That is quite a nice thing to have. You can easily stretch out your feet underneath the front seats, so that is pretty good. Again, the width of this back seat is just about decent, so you can just about manage to squeeze 3 adults over here, but still shoulder room could be a slight issue. Now you get 2 adjustable headrests as standard only on this top spec SX optional variant, because the lower variants do not get adjustable headrests. They get only just fixed small headrests. Well, apart from the headrest, you can also see this retractable sun blind, which is available only on the top spec variants and does a good job of shielding the rear passengers from the sun, so that is quite nice. Again, this here is the center armrest, and it also gets couple cup holders. The ergonomics are perfect because the armrest is properly aligned to the door's armrest, so that is quite nice. Again, traveling in the back seat is going to be an easy experience. However, it may not be this spacious, and headroom too could be an issue for a person of my height. And yeah, that is all about the back seats of the Hyundai Verna. Let's just open the boot to check out the boot space. The boot of the Hyundai Verna can be opened by using the smart trunk function. Of course, you need to have the smart key in your pocket. Well, of course, you also can long press the trunk opening button on the key. Opening the boot lid reveals 480 liters of capacity, which is exactly the same as before. Despite not being the best in class, the overall space is quite generous and can be user-friendly. Despite the high loading lip, the overall luggage space itself is quite deep and can be useful for loading larger luggage. Opening the boot floor reveals a 15-inch steel spare wheel, which can be used for temporary purposes and with a speed limit of 80 km per hour. So that was all about the luggage space of the new facelifted Hyundai Verna SX optional variant. Another good thing is that the boot lid receives a good amount of under padding. So that was all about the boot. Let's now check out the engine. Opening the engine bay of the Hyundai Verna facelift SX optional naturally aspirated petrol variant. This here is the 1.5 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated petrol engine producing 115 PS of maximum power and 144 Newton meters of maximum torque through a 6-speed manual transmission. This engine is also available with an IVT or CVT automatic transmission, which is the exact same gearbox and engine combination seen on the Hyundai Creta and the Kia Seltos. The refinement is exceptional and the performance too is really very good. That was all about the engine. Now let's talk about the pricing and conclude this review. So that was a detailed review of the Hyundai Verna naturally aspirated petrol manual SX optional variant. I think that you don't actually need the turbo petrol variant because this engine itself performs very well and is much more affordable and also very economical as well. So the pricing is on the screen for you to check out the naturally aspirated petrol range of the Hyundai Verna facelift. Meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe for more videos. If you like this video, click the like buttons and give your comments.